Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're breaking down the full card of Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis. This one's going to be in Paris. I think there's 13 fights on the card as well. But yeah, first up, we've got Nora Cornolle versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti's obviously just fought just recently as well, so she's a late replacement to replace GDR. So yeah, so Cornolle, more of a full pressure striker, goes on 1-2. She defensively, she's not that great from what I've seen in striking. She does clinch a lot as well, try to get the takedown, but she can lose position as well from what I've seen. But she's got some decent scrambles on the ground there too. But yeah, I'm just a bit skeptical on this fight here, because just from what I've seen, Jacqueline Cavalcanti, like, she has been taken down in the last couple of fights, but not the last one. She hasn't. She does well to stay in the range, constantly work around the outside, pick her shots with leg kicks, front kicks, side kicks, and uses her range with her boxing real well too. So that's how she kind of coasted to a decision with the last fight. And I feel like she's going to do that with this one here too. I feel like she could frustrate Cornolle. And Cornolle, what I've seen, she does get a bit tired there the later round. So I know a lot of people are going to go 68% with Cornolle, but I'm going to go with Cavalcanti. I think she's going to play the smart game in this one. And look, she might get clipped, but I think her defense will hold up there on the striking. So for me, Jacqueline Cavalcanti's a pick here. Next up, we've got Ľudovít Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. Roosevelt Roberts is another late replacement. Hopefully loads. Yes, loaded. A little bit Klein here. He's very good striker. Throws a lot of low kicks, a lot of body kicks, a lot of high kicks as well. Uses jab very well. And he's got some good takedowns too. If you've seen that Bahamundes fight, he done really well to mix up his strike and then time the takedown. A lot of people were caught surprised, even by myself. I was caught surprised by that. So yeah, he's very good with the grappling, very good with his takedown defense as well. He picks his opponent's parts really well with his striking and grappling. And going against someone like Roosevelt Roberts, like, I get it, it's a late replacement, but he's gonna get knocked out. I feel like he's gonna get knocked out. He has his chin up very high. He's very good, decent. He's good striker, like, offensively, but defensively he's not that great. He gets caught a fair bit. He's good with his jiu-jitsu as well, offensively, but defensively he has been submitted a fair bit too, Roosevelt Roberts, and he was on Ultimate Fighter as well. Look, he's going to get taken down, and he's going to get controlled as well, and he's going to get outstruck as well in this matchup. And yeah, so 3% going to go with Roosevelt Roberts, and Ľudovít Klein's going to 97%. A lot of people are going with the 76.9 TKO, and that is very highly up there with a possible chance. So yeah, Ľudovít Klein's a pick there for me. Next up, we got Bolaji Okai versus Chris Duncan. I don't know, man. A lot of people are high on Bolaji Okai because, like, yeah, he's had a good win in the Contender Series. He had a knockout win there against Salvador. Like, he's very good with his range. He's a striker. But that last fight there just did not look good. He wasn't throwing much against Timmy Kawamba. Timmy Kawamba came with a late replacement as well. So it was a weird fight, man. The dude, good with his range, like, throws a lot of jabs out there. He didn't really throw many leg kicks against Kawamba as well. As something that I don't know if he does in his previous fights there, but he should add it to his arsenal. But he's got a killer right hand as well. That's how he's knockout as well in the Contender Series. His takedown defense is okay. It's not too bad. So yeah, he's a good striker, but the output there is just really, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I'm just a bit skeptical on it. And going against someone like Chris Duncan's coming off a loss as well. Against Manuel Torres, got submitted there. Manuel Torres obviously got knocked out by Bahamundes this weekend, which is crazy. He had a win over Yanal Ashmos, but, you know, someone on my YouTube channel did comment on that, saying Yanal was actually injured in that fight, so that had a fucked up arm or some shit. So that was, yeah, quite surprising to know that. Had a split win over Oumar Morales. His striking's okay. He's another guy that's chin up in the air, but those pushes forward those combinations, and then we'll be looking for the takedowns and uses grappling. He could get the takedowns. He could out grapple Bolaji, but I don't know. I think Bolaji will use that jab wheel to stay in range, keep Chris Duncan in range, and the way Chris Duncan keeps his head up high, it's just I think he's going to get tagged a fair bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it's a hard pick here because like Chris Duncan's had more fights in the UFC, but it's just the wins aren't looking that great. If you take Yanal away, it's just you got to split over Morales because like again, like Yanal had a broken arm and he had a good win as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bolaji. Okay, sorry. 74% going with Oki. 61 knockout and 26 by decision. But I could see an upset. Like we could see some holes in Oki's game here. Maybe he could get taken down or out grapple, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think, like I said, he'll use his jab well and keep Chris Duncan in range and might even knock him out there with that right hand. But I need to see more output, man. So Oki's a pick there. Next up, we got Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. Both guys are very come forward, pressure striking, and both getting knocked out as well in the fight. So Ion Cutelaba, it's not looking good with him. He's coming off a loss against Felipe Lins. He was taken down that fight, controlled as well. And he had a win over Tanner Bosa, and Bosa's not even around anymore. He's in the PFL, I'm pretty sure. He's got knocked and submitted by everyone here. So yeah, Kennedy lost to Johnny Walker, lost to Ryan Spann. Not a good look for him. Like Ion Cutelaba, like he's decent with throwing like calf kicks and pushes forward those combinations, but he gets tagged up a lot too. But also good with his like takedowns. He's got some decent grappling, like, but it's just he just overcommits and gets tagged pretty easy. Gets counted is a word to say that, but yeah, and also like as much as he's good offensively with his grappling and whatnot, he loses positions as well and gets out grappled. He can slow down a bit later rounds from what I've noticed as well. Going against someone like Ivan Erslan, he's another guy who will push forward. But I feel like his defensive striking is a lot better than Cutelaba. So he's another guy who's going to push forward and try to knock Cutelaba out with throwing combinations and uses the leg kick pretty well too from what I was seeing Erslan. Fighting out at KSW, so if you guys haven't watched those fights, check them out. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a brawl, but I don't expect Ivan Erslan to be really moving up in the UFC there. But he's got some decent grappling as well from what I've seen, so he might use that against Cutelaba. But yeah, someone's going to be getting killed in this fight. So look, 60%, 90% knockout, but 60% community going with Erslan, 40% Cutelaba. But who knows? Like I think Cutelaba is going to get killed in this fight, but he might prove me wrong. So one of those guys, like I said, kill or be killed. Not it's what it is. It's going to be a fun fight while it lasts. Yeah. So for me, Erslan's the pick there. But wouldn't be surprised if Cutelaba goes hold my beer. So. So many ads. I've even got ad pop up on this shit and still got fucking ads popping up. It's crazy. Next up, we've got Oumar versus Dawoon Jung. This is I would say tailor-made in a way. It's gonna be a bit of a test for Oumar. He's undefeated. He is coming off a win there against Tuko Tukos with submission. He's a guy who likes to push forward. Throw a simple 1-2s, couple of combinations, and he would try to like be very good, quick on closing distance and using the takedowns. Love to put his opponents against the cage and get the takedowns there. Very good grappler and good wrestling, and very good with his jiu-jitsu as well. And he's going to be doing that with Dawoon Jung. He'd be crazy to stand there in the middle and try to trade with him. Dawoon Jung's coming off 3 losses here. Got submitted by Carlos Ulberg. Decision lost to Devin Clark's not a good look and knocked out by Jacoby. So not good, looking good with Dawoon Jung out here, but he's got experience in the UFC. He did have a win over Kennedy very long time ago with standing elbows. So Dawoon Jung, he's a guy like stand there. throw leg kicks and use jabs, and 1-2's a some combinations to the body. He's good on clinching as well and throwing knees and elbows. So he's got some decent takedown defense as well, but I find it later on, if the fight goes a bit later on, he will gas out, I feel like it, with Oumar Sai's wrestling and grappling. So Oumar Sai's, look, Jung can fucking pull off a knockout here if Oumar Sai doesn't get him out of there in the first round. So look, 3% gonna go Jung, but 97% gonna go with Oumar Sai. Knockout, I don't think that's on the card. Submission, yes. I think there is a possible chance of submission in maybe round 2. But yeah, I feel like Oumar Sai will wear on him against the cage and try to get him down on the ground and wear him out. So Oumar Sai's a pick here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jung can pull out a knockout, because he's literally got to save his job here. So Oumar Sai's a pick here. Next up, we've got Daniel Barez versus Victor Altamirano. Daniel Barez is coming off a loss there. He was doing well against Rafael Palau. He was tagging him up with some nice combinations to the head and the body. Like, he was outstriking him, and then that just went ass up, and then Rafael got him into the ground and submitted him. So, but apart from that, like, he does have a decent grappling as well on the ground. Daniel Barez, he's got a lot of submissions on his record too. So it's a bit of a hard one, like, because Victor Altamirano, like, he's coming off 2 losses, but he's a very rangy fighter. Like, he's quite big for the fucking division too. Very tall and lanky, and he stays in range. He will fucking throw some leg kicks here and there. He doesn't really do too much with the striking. He uses a jab a bit, throws some body kicks. There's nothing really going with his output with the striking. He will be very aggressive with using his takedowns and using his grappling. So he doesn't like to stay on the feet for too long, for what I've seen. He also has been taken down himself by Tim Elliott, and then Felipe Dos Santos. That was a pretty close fight. He did have some success taking down Felipe in the fight, but he did struggle to get him down in the first round there. So output, he needs to. I think he needs to work on his striking a bit more, and throw more output there. But he did have a win over against Salvador Vinicius, and Daniel Licata. I think he goes by Daniel Da Silva right now. So yeah, it's a hard one. This one, I could see Daniel Barez winning, but it's going to be hard for him to close the distance to get on the inside. But I can also see him getting taken down. Victor Altamirano's got more UFC fights compared to Daniel Barez, so it's hard for me to go with Daniel Barez, in this matchup here. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get this one wrong. So I'm going to go with Altamirano. He needs a win. But yeah, he's striking. I don't feel like he's the best striker in this matchup here, but I think he would do well defensively, staying at range and not letting Barez get in the inside, but I could be wrong. But yeah, his takedowns are definitely key in this matchup here. So Victor Altamirano is the pick here, very low confidence. But yeah, I could see Barez even, I wouldn't say knocking him out, but yeah, might get a decision win with his striking. So yeah, it's a very hard one. So yeah, the 76 community, 24% Barez from the community. So yeah, Altamirano is a pick there. Very low confident. Next up, we've got Ailín Pérez versus Darya Zheleznyakova. I did pronounce it right a couple of times first, but I'm struggling now. So yeah, that one's very hard to pronounce. Zheleznyakova. Yes, Nakova's right. Zheleznyakova, yeah. So Ailín Pérez versus Darya Zheleznyakova. Okay, that's a lot better than the first time I pronounced it. Ailín Pérez, coming up a win against Jocelyn Edwards. She's got decent striking, like not that great. Those leg kicks and those pops at 1-2s. She gets tagged up a fair bit herself, not just offensive striking, but she's more of a heavy grappler. She's got some decent takedown defense as well. But when she does get taken down, she does do well in the scrambles there off the ground. She's had some damn close fucking wins there. So like even with Edwards, she was controlled on the ground a bit, and then she would use her scrambles and get top position. So she's a good grappler, good wrestler, but the striking, I feel like defensively she's not that great. Going against someone like Darya Zheleznyakova, she's very good with pushing forward, using the striking. She's got some nice combinations too, but her takedown defense needs a bit of work. I've seen her getting taken down a fair bit in the last couple of fights. But she did use some. She's got some decent grappling as well. But yeah, like a takedown defense that last fight against Renan was like, yeah, it just needed work. It's not a good look. So, but her striking is really good. I like her striking. I think she's gonna be the better striker in this matchup. So, a lot of people are going Pérez 84% because it's probably seen the holes on Zheleznyakova. I'm just gonna say Darya. Darya's takedown defense it's just there's a lot of holes there. So it could be like she could work on that, and maybe Pérez could struggle to get her on the ground, and then Darya might get a decision on points for the striking. So this one's definitely a 50-50 fight. A lot of people are counting Darya out too much with this one, but I think she's gonna be the way better striker with this one. She does get tagged up a bit, but I think with the combinations is way better than Pérez. So Barez will probably do enough to just like try to set up the takedowns and whatnot. But yeah, again, 50-50 fight. But I want to go with Pérez because she's got more fight in the UFC and she's got a bit more experience there. So, but yeah, again, 50-50 fight, 84% Pérez and Darya 16%. Yeah, I did try my best to pronounce a name. I did get, like I said, I got it right a couple of times, but it's hard to roll off the tongue there with that one. Next up, we got Morgan Charriere versus Gabriel Miranda. With this matchup here, Morgan Charriere, I really do rate him. I think he did really well in this last fight. It could have went either way. Some people had it for Chepe Mariscal. Some people had it for Morgan Charriere. It could have went either way, man. But I like him as a fighter. Morgan, like, got some nice footwork. He's got some nice combinations. He's got some nice body kicks too and low kicks. So he's a very good striker. He's got some good takedowns as well. Very good grappling on the ground as well. Very good at using submission threats there too in the last fight. If you guys haven't checked out that fight against Mariscal, it was a fucking banger, man. That really showed how good Morgan is. Not how good he is, but like you rate him as a fighter after seeing that fight. He definitely I could see a future contender in him, and he can definitely get better as he goes. I feel like that fight probably happened too soon with Mariscal. Just how good Mariscal's tearing through the rankings at the moment. So maybe if I'm going from Manolo Zucchini, like that's way too much of a step up there. I feel like what the UFC has done, but yeah, he's going against someone like Gabriel Miranda. Gabriel Miranda, he's a guy. His striking's okay, but he gets tagged up a lot too. So, you know, throws a lot of low kicks and uses jab, but fuck, he gets tagged up. He's like, even that last fight, yeah, he got Shane Young down, submitted him. But if you guys haven't checked out that fight 2 years ago against Benoit Saint Denis, that was a fucking banger, right? But in that fight, he got dropped a lot against Benoit Saint Denis as well. But yeah, he's just gonna be looking for the takedowns, Gabriel Miranda, and using his grappling and using his submission to get a submission. He's got like 16 fucking submissions on his record, so he's a very, very high threat. And with his jiu-jitsu and his grappling, so yeah, I could see an upset here if this fight hits the ground. But Morgan Charriere is really gonna have to fucking use his takedown defense here, and even himself not try to get a takedown Miranda, because he's going to be in Miranda's world. 11% going Miranda, submission, 80% TKO Charriere. So yeah, I do feel like he could get the TKO. He's just gonna have to be smart and not go into his world of the grappling there, and not use takedowns on him. Keep it on the feet, use the striking, because Miranda's defense is not that great on the striking there. So yeah, so I'm gonna go Morgan Charriere. Charriere. It's a pick here, but I'm a bit skeptical. I could see an upset here. I really can't hate by Morgan Charriere getting submitted, so, but he's only had one submission loss on his record. But yeah, when you see someone like Gabriel Miranda with 16 submissions on his record, you can't fucking look past that. So yeah, Charriere's a pick here, but I could see an upset too. Gabriel Miranda. So if I was a betting man, maybe stay away from that. Yeah. So next up, we've got Kevin Jousset versus Bryan Battle. This is a hard pick too. Kevin Jousset here. He's on a win streak. Had a win over Kenan Song, which is really good. And Kiefer Crosby, but with the Kenan Song here, he's coming out of City Kickboxing. Also fought in the Eternal scene. He did lose to Jack Della back in the day. So he's got some fucking experience up in his sleeve. So the guy likes to use his jab, keep and stay in range. A lot of front kicks to the body, a lot of low kicks. Drops a lot of feints like Adesanya. Obviously, the City Kickboxing, they use a lot of feints, use a lot of low kicks and using the jabs and go to the body and the front kicks to the body. So decent kickboxer. He's got some decent grappling as well. But yeah, he's been keeping it on the feet as well the last couple of fights. But going against that Bryan Battle himself is decent on the feet too. Yeah, it's just he uses a lot of front kicks himself too. Bryan Battles, from what I've seen in the last couple of fights, and he throws a lot of leg kicks. He's good. He's got good takedown defense also. Kevin could struggle getting Bryan Battle down the ground there, so it's a 50-50 fight as well in this one. Yeah, Bryan Battle's got some submissions on his record too, so he's a threat. It's just, yeah, he's got some knockouts too in his record. Bryan Battle here, like he's coming off a rear naked choke against Fletcher, and he countered Gabe Green, and he was a high kick knockout there against Sato. So yeah, Bryan Battle, I don't know, the striking, I feel like the striking is going to be pretty equal in this one. Depends how much Bryan Battle fights on those feints against Jousset and how much his leg gets torn up. Look, a lot of people going 32% against Jousset and 68% with Bryan Battle. But I feel like this is a really 50-50 fight. I'm going to go Kevin Jousset. I think he's going to pull off the upset. And if it does go decision, I feel like Bryan Battle might get robbed in this one because it's in Paris. And Kevin Jousset is French too. But I feel like the feints are really going to be taking a big part in this matchup here. I have seen Bryan Battle's leg get chewed up a bit too, even though he's won those fights. But yeah, it's like this is a really hard pick too. So yeah, Kevin Jousset, I'm going to go with him. I know a lot of you guys probably go, oh yeah, it's because he's fought in Australia, got City Kickboxing and shit. But nah, I just feel like he's gonna be the smart striker here. I feel like those feints are gonna give problems with Bryan Battle, but I could be wrong. Like Bryan Battle, I can't underestimate him too. He's a very good fighter too. So Kevin Jousset's the pick here. I'm gonna go with the underdog. Next up, we've got Nassourdine Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Nassourdine Imavov's coming off a win against Cannonier. A lot of people thought it was questionable, early stoppage. But if you really go watch that fight again, fuck, Cannonier was on his way out. He was slowing down to the later rounds of what I've seen as well, Cannonier. And if you guys watch that Barallo fight, you could see he's way past his prime now. Cannonier, it's a shame, but he's 41 years old, so I think Imavov would have got him out of there, to be honest, just by watching that last fight if the referee didn't stop it. Imavov's good with his striking, uses front kicks and a lot of oblique kicks. He sets up his oblique kicks and the straight shots there. So his striking's good. Got some decent takedown defense as well, and he's very good with his grappling on the ground and very good with his submission jiu-jitsu as well. So he's a big threat. Did lose to Sean Strickland, but he came in late notice because Calvin the Fridge Gastelum couldn't make weight. No, didn't. No, wasn't couldn't make weight. He got injured. That's right. Sorry, but yeah, it was a late replacement. Like fair call. Like you're right. But other than that, he's on a win streak. Even Delice, he got him in an armbar there early in the fight, but Delice did well to get out. So he's very well rounded. Imavov, Brendan Allen, his striking's okay. His chin's up in the air a bit too, from what I've seen. He doesn't throw too much output. Even that fight against Chris Curtis, like he'll throw low kicks and body kicks, but he was getting tagged up a bit too. So I don't really rate him to being that great of a striker there in the middleweight division. Like he'll do enough to try to close the distance and use his grappling and try to get the takedowns. And I think that takedowns and the fucking grappling really saved his ass there getting a win over Chris Curtis. And again, Chris Curtis was a late replacement for I think Marvin Vettori. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard one, this one. I feel like Nassourdine Imavov is a better striker than Brendan Allen, and I feel like Brendan Allen, he could prove me wrong here, but I feel like he's going to struggle a bit getting this fight to the ground against Imavov, but I could be wrong. So, but Imavov definitely is a threat with his jiu-jitsu on the ground there too. So, but Brendan Allen, I feel like could be one step ahead with the grappling and the wrestling here. Imavov's the pick here from me. I'm gonna go, yeah, so 69% going with a community's going with Imavov, 31 by Allen. But Allen could pull off the upset, but again, like I said, his striking defense is not that good, and his striking offense I don't rate at all. So, yeah, like I said, that grappling and the wrestling really saved his ass against Chris Curtis. But yeah. So next up, we've got Pérez Ziam versus Matt Frevola. Pérez Ziam here, he's a guy that likes to strike. You know, he will just use a jab a bit, use front kicks, a lot of low kicks, and had a split decision win there against Claudio Pérez. Yeah, he was a bit skeptical of that one, that fight there. So he's got decent takedown defense, but again, in that fight there, he was taken down by Claudio a fair bit, and he struggled to get off his back as well. That fight could have went either way. So there is holes with his takedowns there, and with Pérez staying in range and using his jabs a lot and he's more of a decision fighter. Like he can counter Matt Frevola, but I think it's gonna be quite hard. I think Matt Frevola has learned his lesson in his last fight against Benoit Saint Denis, being too aggressive and getting high kicks. So Matt Frevola, he's been there and done that. He's even fought Jalen Turner. It's not shown here on the record here, but Matt Frevola has had some knockouts. So against Drew Dober, that's a nice notable one. So his guy likes to push forward, got heavy hands, so his combinations. Chin can be a bit out there, but he's very good with setting up his takedowns as well. So he's a big threat there with his takedowns. In his grappling, he's got some submissions on his record too. So I just feel like he just can't keep it in the striking with his matchup against the Ziam. Ziam's just gonna stay in range and try to pick him apart. But Matt Frevola, I feel like will do well enough to close the distance. And if he does get this fight on the ground, I think he's grappling. I feel like Ziam's gonna struggle to try to go off his back, and because I feel like Matt Frevola is gonna be one step ahead on the grappling and the wrestling. I'm going to go with Matt Frevola on this one. I'm hoping he uses fucking takedowns though and not keep it on the stand up, because he could get countered. But again, he's got some heavy hands, so he could get the KO. A lot of people are going to go 28% by Ziam. Matt Frevola, 72%. And most of this knockout. So it's like 84% by TKO. This fight goes to a decision. Like I said, there can be some robberies in this card, and this fucking could be one of those fights where Ziam... this fight goes to decision, Ziam could win, because it's happened. I think it happened like that fight against Pérez. It fucking could have went the other way, and he had a win over her. But yeah, someone's gonna get robbed on this fucking card. Frevola could be one of them, but yeah, Frevola's a pick here. Next up, we've got William Gomis versus Joanderson Brito. Fucking Brito's getting fucked, man. Honestly, he should be fighting someone way higher up in the division, not going down. Like, yeah, I guess he got injured and he lost his opportunity in his last fight to get in the top 15. But UFC's fucking him over here. William Gomis, he's on a win streak. Fought a year ago against Giannis Gamori. Body kick TKO. He's another guy who uses kickboxing, stays in range, uses jab, a lot of low kicks and body kicks. Got decent takedown defense. He's got some nice submission threats there too. He did get taken down against Francis Marshall towards the end of the fight, and that went to decision, was a split. But yeah, going against someone like Brito, Brito's a fucking monster, man. He's gonna come forward. He's got a very good jab. Uses a lot of calf kicks too, and that right hand of his is fucking dangerous, man. Of Brito. Sorry for swearing too much. I need to cut that down. But yeah, Brito's got a nice right hand, big powerful right hand that's knocked out Andre Fili. He's knocked out Weston Wilson as well, but Weston Wilson's a bit mid, and a doctor stoppage against Jack Shaw. And I feel like that Jack Shaw win should have got him into getting a top 15 guy, but like I said, he did have a cancelled fight and he lost his chance. Fair enough. He's also good on his grappling too, Brito, and good on his takedowns. Got good takedown defense. Very good on the ground there with his submissions too. So he submitted I think it was Jonathan Pierce with a ninja choke. That was crazy. So Jonathan Pierce is a heavy grappler himself, likes to control people and set up submissions on the ground, but he did lose some positions in that fight, but he did well to get a pull off a submission against Jonathan Pierce. So that's a nice notable win as well. So with his names here, you can kind of see that Brito is very dangerous for the division, and I feel like he should have got someone way higher up, even though he got injured in the last fight there and he got cancelled. But yeah, Brito 84%, and Gomis 60%. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Brito here, Joanderson Brito, because I feel like Gomis does feel like he leaves an opening when he throws some leg kicks. He kind of leaves an opening to get that right hand connected to his head. Because in some of his last couple of fights, he did get tagged a bit with the right hand there. So, but with Brito, man, you're going to sleep if you're gonna get tagged. If you're gonna get countered with that right hand. So yeah, I feel like Brito would do well with his pressure striking, and he would do well closing the distance. You just can't let fucking Gomis have his way with the striking there and stay at the range. Yeah, I feel like Brito would do well. He's too well rounded for Gomis. But yeah, again, if this goes to decision, like you could get robbed too. So Brito's a pick here. Good fight too, but yeah, I feel like Brito, the UFC's doing him over here. Next up, we got the main event: Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis. Moicano's got decent striking. Like, he throws a lot of straights, some leg kicks. He clinches very heavy, so you look for that clinch and get the inside trip and try to get the fight to the ground, and uses grappling a lot. He did that against Jalen Turner. He uses grappling a lot, but Jalen Turner did well to get up on the feet, get his striking off, and he did drop Renato Moicano. He had him pretty much out of there, but walked away, gave the fight away. And I think that nice side of Jalen Turner fucked up that fight. He's a humble dude, and his kill will be killed in there. If you listen to that podcast, with Jackson podcast with Jalen Turner, him losing this fight against Moicano kind of fucked him up mentally. So we probably won't see Jalen Turner fight at all. I'll be surprised till next year, but I'll be surprised if we do. So that loss there with Moicano has really mentally affected Jalen Turner. Rampage said it, you're a nice guy, but this kill would be killed in there. He should have threw those follow-up shots, and Moicano would not be in this position right now, being ranked number 10. So it's a bit of a hard one. Moicano defensively not that great on the striking. He does get tagged up a fair bit. He gets knocked out by a lot of the elite strikers. He lost against Rafael dos Santos. That was a late replacement, and he also got knocked out by it's not in here, but who was it? I can't. Rafael Fiziev. He got knocked out by him too. So Yeah, going against lead strikers, Renato is not it, but his grappling's very good and his jiu-jitsu is very good. So, going against someone like Benoit Saint Denis, he is coming off a loss there. He was very, very heavily on getting his takedowns and using his grappling very heavy against Dustin. And he got knocked out by Dustin there with a right hook. He kind of gassed out a bit too in the second round. He was slowing down a fair bit, and I feel like the UFC were pushing him way too much. Like he was ranked where he was ranked now, like 12, 13. But you can't go against someone like number 2 or 3 and just fucking like, because you gotta. I feel like you gotta build your way up. So I think the UFC done him wrong there. Look, it was alright. It's a golden opportunity. So in his position, obviously you're not gonna pass on it. But at the same time, he didn't have the experience of being in that position where he could get a win over Dustin Poirier. So yeah, coming off a loss against Dustin Poirier, Dustin Poirier beat the elite striker in the matchup, but was taken down by Benoit Saint Denis. So Saint Denis got some good takedowns and very good grappling, got some good jiu-jitsu himself as well. But I feel like he's got some. He throws a lot of calf kicks as well, and pops that 1-2 very nicely. So he's definitely got the better strike in this one. He's gonna be the more pressure striker. But yeah, Moicano. It's gonna be one of those things. How good is Moicano's grappling gonna be against Saint Denis? Is he gonna keep him down? Is he gonna? And it's a 5-round fight too. So we haven't. Even though the fight, I'm pretty sure the fight with Dustin Poirier was 5 rounds, but it didn't go 5 rounds. So we don't know how good Benoit Saint Denis' gas tank is. Is he gonna hold up to the championship rounds to the 4th and the 5th round? Moicano has been in 5 rounds, but yeah, I don't think he's been all 5 rounds because he keeps getting knocked out before the 5th round. So I think they booked him for 5-round fights, but I think he's been knocked out in the first 2 or some shit. Even against Sun Wung Jung, who was a Korean zombie, sorry, in the featherweight division, but he's in the lightweight division. So look, his striking is okay. He can hold his own. He did well against RDA, but Moicano, but yeah, I feel like Saint Denis could get him out of there in the striking. He gets hit a fair bit too, from what I've seen, Saint Denis. But yeah, he got the high kick knockout against Matt Frevola there. So look, I'm gonna go Benoit Saint Denis. I feel like Moicano will struggle to keep Saint Denis on the ground. And he'll struggle to submit him, and Saint Denis will get up on his feet, get out of those bad positions that Moicano wants him in, and get the striking off. So, like, again, Moicano, man, he's been there and done that, and he could really pull off an upset here. But again, he shouldn't, like I said, he shouldn't be in this position because Turner just did not follow up with those strikes and get him out of there. So, yeah, so it's a shit one for Turner, but yeah. Denise is a pick, 75%, 91% KO, 75%. And going against that 25% with Moicano. So yeah, Saint Denis is a pick here, guys. Those are all my picks for this card today. I will upload this at the same time this week, obviously, or even today, like Wednesday. So I'll upload these picks, and I'll also break down the UFC 307 picks as well, the full card of Pereira versus Roundtree. So I'll do those as well this week, and I'll upload those early. Just hoping none of those fights fall apart. But anyways, guys, those are my picks today. Hope you guys enjoyed all these picks. Hope I try to break it down as much as I can. Hope those pronunciations a lot better than last time. And if you enjoyed the video, like I said, hit the like, subscribe button, and we'll be back with UFC 307 picks. Cheers, guys.